Get some popcorn. Be sure that this video is working for you.
It's working! It's working!
And enjoy. The Phantom Menace in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. How would it work? In this video, we will be covering how the Phantom Menace would work in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This video is for speculation purposes only, and none of this is confirmed at all whatsoever. This is going to be a series, going through each of the films, breaking down how each film would work, going from The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, The Force Awakens, and The Last Jedi. Although with the Rise of Skywalker I won't be able to do, as the film isn't out until the 20th of December. Please let me know in the comments section down below, how would you think the Phantom Menace would work in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga? And without further ado, let us begin. The negotiations. Supreme Chancellor Valoran dispatches Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn and his Padawan, Obi-Wan Kenobi, to travel to Naboo and land at the Lucrehulk-Class Battleship to negotiate with Viceroy Newt Gunray of the Trade Federation regarding the blockade around Naboo, although Darth Sidious orders Gunray to eliminate the Jedi ambassadors. This mission will have 4 objectives, and the playable characters for this mission will be Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. The first objective is to eliminate 8 B1-Battle Droids, which are dispatched to the Jedi Ambassador's trajectory. The second objective is that you are to proceed to the bridge of the Lucrehulk-Class Battleship, and you are forced to halt to eliminate the squadrons of B1-Battle Droids, varying in numbers at times to overwhelm you. The third objective is to equip your lightsaber and slice through the blast door, to melt the blast door and cut the mechanics, in order to grant you access into the bridge. The fourth objective is that reinforcements are dispatched to the Jedi Ambassador's trajectory, and you are to deflect the droideka's blaster fire back at their shields, in order to either penetrate or weaken it. As the droideka is impervious to blaster fire, and due to the velocity of the blaster bolts, it was proven to be ineffective, and you are to flee to the hangar by going through the ventilation shaft and boarding one of the Trade Federation's landing craft, as they're preparing an invasion to occupy Naboo. To conclude this mission, you would have unlocked Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan as playable characters, and you would have unlocked descriptions being displayed on your screen regarding tutorials on how to use, progress and upgrade your light, medium and heavy attacks, each with unique combinations to match the playstyle of each character. The Invasion of Naboo. As the Jedi flee to the surface of Naboo, the Jedi scatter from the landing craft, and Qui-Gon managed to view a Gungan on the verge of being ploughed by a multi-troop transport, until Qui-Gon fortunately managed to save and befriend a clumsy Gungan known as Jar Jar Binks. The mission will have 5 objectives, and the playable characters for this mission will be Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan and Jar Jar. First objective is to swim to the Gungan city and negotiate with Boss Nass regarding absolving Jar Jar's banishment from the Gungan city. The second objective is to enter one of the tribal Babongo vehicles and travel to Theed. You are to be cautious and avoid any underwater obstacles, varying from coral reefs to rocks and any debris, and you are to prevent being eaten by any of the fish.
There's always a bigger fish.
The distance you cover will increase the difficulty of the fish, in terms of its species, the size, and its infliction of damage. The third objective is to attempt to free Queen Padme Amidala and her advisors. You are to ambush and eliminate the squadron of 8 B1-Battle Droids escorting them. The fourth objective is to use stealth and proceed to the palace's hangar, to ensure that you have the means of escape, and you have to ensure that you're not detected, or else you will be in a skirmish with the Trade Federation. The fifth objective is to free the Naboo pilots who are held in captivity by the Trade Federation, and you are to eliminate the squadron of B1-Battle Droids surrounding the pilots. You are to defend and maintain your position by deflecting any incoming blaster fire at the Royal Starship, to avoid any damage from being inflicted, as you will have to make additional repairs if necessary. The sixth objective is to attempt to flee the system. The Royal Starship sustained some damage, with their shields being offline. You have dispatched 4 astromechs to repair and ensure that the shields are online, in order to have the means of escape, and you are to solve 3 puzzles in order to do so. As you have escaped the blockade of Naboo, the Royal Starship has sustained some damage, and you are unable to travel to Coruscant. you are to land on the desert and isolated planet known as Tatooine, and you are to collect the necessary parts in order to fix the hyperdrive. To conclude the mission, you would have unlocked Queen Amidala, a B1-Battle Droid Commander, a B1-Battle Droid, R2-D2, a Naboo Pilot, and a Naboo Senator as playable characters, and you would have unlocked the Tribal Bongo as a vehicle. Pod racing on Mos Espa. As you were forced to land on Tatooine to make repairs, and while searching for a brand new hyperdrive, you managed to befriend young Anakin Skywalker, who has been a slave boy by the Hutt clan and whose master was Watto, a Toydarian junk dealer. As Watto has acquired the necessary parts required to repair the Royal Starship, Qui-Gon was unfortunately unable to buy the parts, as Republic credits were worthless on Tatooine. This mission will have 4 objectives, and the playable characters for this mission will be Qui-Gon, Queen Amidala's servant or decoy, which is Padme Amidala, C-3PO, and young Skywalker. The first objective is you are to negotiate a bet with Watto by solving some puzzles as 3PO regarding if young Skywalker could be in the pod race, and finalising some terms and conditions being, if young Skywalker wins, he manages to be free as a slave and Qui-Gon acquires the necessary parts for the Royal Starship. And if Watto wins, young Skywalker remains to be a slave, Qui-Gon doesn't receive the parts, and the Royal Starship will be in Watto's possession. The second objective is that you are to repair your Podracer, being able to upgrade and improve it, with many customization options to consider, going from the speed, to the handling, to the engine, to the brakes, etc. The third objective is that you are to perform 3 laps on Mos Espa, and you are to prevent loss. You are to avoid any obstacles going from the other competitors, to any debris, to any sand in the atmosphere, to any Tusken Raiders blasting you, and any rocks or structures that can potentially collapse. You're going to be encountering your antagonist, Sebulba, who has 4 hearts of health, and you are going to deplete his health by colliding with his pod racer to ensure that he crashes into any obstacles, and you are to do this at many times throughout the duration of the race. The fourth objective is while proceeding to the Royal Starship, Darth Sidious's apprentice approaches you in a speeder. You are to duel the Sith Lord known as Darth Maul as Qui-Gon with the necessary light, medium and heavy attacks to stun him, in order for you to enter the Royal Starship and escape to Coruscant. As you have escaped Tatooine, you are to travel to Coruscant and bring Queen Amidala before the Senate to explain the Trade Federation's invasion and the occupation on Naboo, as it's a crisis, as her people are prisoners, suffering and dying, and are wanting the assistance of the Galactic Republic. To conclude the mission, you would have unlocked young Skywalker, Watto, Sebulba as playable characters, and you would have unlocked the Royal Starship and the pod races owned by young Skywalker and Sebulba. Retake of Naboo. Queen Amidala appears to be fake, and Padme Amidala is revealed to be the real queen, the one who was one of the servants. Padme attempts to persuade Boss Nass and the Gungans to join in an alliance against the Trade Federation. Despite being inept at combat, Jar Jar is promoted to general by Boss Nass and joins his people in a battle against the droid army on the Naboo fields, while Padme leads the search for Gunray, and meanwhile, young Skywalker is contributing to the battle in his own way. The mission will have 5 objectives, and the playable characters for this mission will be Jar Jar, a Gungan warrior, Queen Amidala, Captain Panaka, young Skywalker, and R2-D2. The first objective is to play as Jar Jar and the Gungan warrior, and you are to battle the army of B1-Battle Droids within the shield generators, and you are to maintain your position and defend the shield generators from being blasted by the overwhelming force of the Trade Federation. The second objective is playing as Padme, Panaka, young Skywalker and R2. You are to infiltrate the Naboo Hangar by using a Naboo Speeder to destroy 2 armoured assault tanks, and you are to eliminate the skirmish of B1-Battle Droids occupying the entrance of the Naboo Hangar and the droids in the Naboo Hangar to free the pilots held in captivity to destroy the Lucrehulk-Class Battleship orbiting Naboo. Although the Trade Federation have dispatched reinforcements to the Naboo Hangar, and you are about to be pinned down by the overwhelming force of the droidekas. The third objective is playing as young Skywalker and R2. You are to pilot the N1-Naboo Starfighter and you are to decimate the droidekas, along with making for orbit, and while in pursuit of the Trade Federation's Lucrehulk-Class Battleship, you are to destroy its defences by eliminating 12 Vulture Droids and 30 blaster cannons. The fourth objective is playing as Padme and Panaka. You are to proceed through the corridors of the palace and you are forced to halt, and as a patrol of B1-Battle Droids have appeared, you are to maintain your position and defend yourself against the incoming blaster fire. While Panaka is distracting the patrol, playing as Padme, you are to blast the window open as you don't have time to deal with the patrol. The fifth objective is playing as young Skywalker and R2. You are to fly into the Lucrehulk-Class Battleship and dodge the obstacles, which include incoming starfighters, landing crafts, debris from any blaster fire, and any blaster fire from any ground units. And when in range, you are to fire 2 missiles at the reactor core to deactivate the droids who are battling the Gungans on the surface and the droids who are occupying Naboo. You have managed to deactivate the droids occupying Naboo, which means you've liberated the prisoners, the Gungans battling the droids on the surface, and the citizens of Naboo, along with managing to capture Gunray, and he does possess key information and details regarding the Trade Federation, and it was a costly victory for those in the Battle of Naboo. To conclude this mission, you would have unlocked the Droideka, Senator Palpatine, Chancellor Valorum, Viceroy Gunray, and as playable characters, and you would have unlocked the N1-Naboo Starfighter, the Vulture Droid, and a Naboo Speeder as vehicles. Duel of the Fates. Senator Palpatine influences Amidala to call for a vote, to elect a capable leader to resolve the crisis on Naboo. Though she manages to push for the vote, Amidala begins to grow frustrated with the corruption in the Senate and decides to return to Naboo. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are ordered by the Jedi Council to investigate the return of the Sith, who for approximately 1,000 years the Sith were assumed to be extinct. This mission will have 5 objectives, and the playable characters for this mission will be Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. The first objective is that with Maul having 4 hearts of health, you are to deplete his health by using the Force and force pushing the incoming debris that is being thrown at you by Maul. Every piece of debris that is thrown at Maul will deplete 1 heart of health. The second objective is, as the duel has transitioned to the platforms in the reactor area, and as the bridges are narrow, you are to be balanced, and if you're not, you will have a limited amount of time to regain your balance. With Maul having 4 hearts of health, you are to deplete his health by timing his strikes and inflicting damage at the correct time, using your combination of light, medium, and heavy attacks. Every strike which successfully hits Maul will deplete 1 heart of health. The third objective is, as the duel has transitioned to the laser barriers, you are to defend yourself against the incoming strikes Maul is inflicting on you, and you are to meditate when the laser barriers are activated, to understand Maul, his personality, his form, and weaknesses, and you are to attempt to exploit them. The fourth objective is, as you duel Maul and attempting to exploit his weaknesses, and as Qui-Gon is an elderly gentleman, his reaction time wasn't effective enough, as Maul managed to stab Qui-Gon in the abdominal. Playing as Obi-Wan, you are enraged and infuriated with the defeat of your master. Maul have 8 hearts of health, and you have been given the abilities of strength, focus, and concentration, and as soon as the laser barriers are deactivated, you are to strike at Maul rapidly with your combination of light, medium, and heavy attacks, depleting his health significantly, and you are force pushed into the pit, and fortunately you manage to grab onto a protruding light. Maul kicked Obi-Wan's lightsaber down the pit, and you are left defenseless. The fifth objective is using the Force. You are to pull Qui-Gon's lightsaber towards you, and use the Force to force jump, flip, and slice Maul across the waist, leading to Maul's defeat. As Maul is defeated, he managed to enter a vent before he hits the bottom of the pit, sending his upper half of the body tumbling down into a garbage transport ship, which is then transported to the trash planet of Lotho Minor, surging with revenge that would not be unleashed until 18 years later after he was found by Savage Opress. Obi-Wan confronts Qui-Gon as he dies, promising to take young Skywalker as his apprentice, and the Theed parade will commence, and as Boss Nass declares peace with the Naboo. To conclude the mission, you will have unlocked Darth Maul, Boss Nass, and Darth Sidious as playable characters, and the story of the Phantom Menace has ended. How would you think the Phantom Menace would work in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga? Please let me know in the comment section down below, and please feel free to give me your feedback and any factors that I could have potentially missed out. Please ensure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, join our Discord server, and if you have the willingness to donate, support me on Patreon. I want to give a thank you and a shout out to my good old friend, Noah Rosado, who has assisted me with the missions by how the missions are set out. His Twitter will be linked in the description down below. I also want to give a thank you and a shout out to Smeagol and Raphael Games, who have assisted me with the character tokens. Smeagol's Twitch and Raphael Games' YouTube will be linked in the description down below. If you did enjoy the video, please ensure that you do give the video a like, as it implies you want content to be uploaded consistently. Subscribe to the channel to be a part of our community, along with turning on notifications, as you will be able to not miss out on any content that I upload. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.